SEALSQ, ticker symbol LAES, is down as much as 50% over the past 3 months. But here's the crazy part. The company is still projecting up to 100% growth. It's expanding globally and building something called a quantum vertical stack. So the question is the market completely missing this? Or is there a real reason the stock is getting crushed? Let's break it down. If you want more updates on LAES and stocks like this, hit the subscribe and like button and comment below what it is you want to see in future upcoming videos. Now, a quick reminder, LAES, also known as SEALSQ, is focused on cybersecurity, but it's not just a normal cybersecurity company. And they are currently, according to the Prophecy AI projections, I do have Grok running this, saying that it has a bullish one-year projection, price targets at $6.05, and they're currently trading at the end of the day. They closed the day at $2.87. Now, trailing back to what I said about them not being focused on just regular cybersecurity, they're building post-quantum cryptography. And that means it's security designed for a future where quantum computers could break today's encryption. So this is a next generation security play tied to AI, IoT, and defense level technology. So where things are getting interesting is the company just reaffirmed for the fiscal year of 2026 forward guidance is going to be at of around 50 to 100%. That's massive for a company at this stage, and they're also expanding internationally, including a partnership in India to build a post-quantum cryptography center, as which was stated in the previous report for the full year of fiscal year 2025. And on top of that, they're building something called a quantum vertical stack, which this basically means that they're trying to control everything from the chip level all the way up to full quantum secure systems. If you enjoy my content, please hit the like and subscribe button. And if you ever need help making better decisions with investing, simply take a look at the first link below to get access to my community and support yourself with like-minded investors and get access to the world's leading AI models, Claude, Gemini, OpenAI, and Grok. Get all of this software for $7 in my community, and my community is free. So the thing is, a lot of people do feel when it comes to this stock, and to be fair, it is somewhat of a play of, it's not necessarily what the company is today, but what it could be in the future. But they're not all just talk. They join, as of recent reports, they've joined the We Sun Alliance working on smart grid and meter security. They've partnered with EchoNet consortium in Japan for IoT security, and they're even involved in satellite technology with a 2026 mission target. So when you zoom out, you do see here that they still do have a lot to work on, but you also see that they're taking matters into their own hands right now to position themselves in a way where they actually will execute on the things they said they will. So they don't end up just being that company that has big promises for a big future, but they are all talk and no actions to back up that talk. And again, zooming out of the bigger picture, this is a company positioning itself across IoT, smart infrastructure, space, and quantum security. That is a pretty big vision for LAES. So as we do see here, they've been hit pretty hard. The stock has been down roughly 53%, I believe, over the past 90 days, with the lows of $1.99. They did reach the 52-week lows not too long ago. And this is where you do need to think critically, because there is a few possible reasons as to why that could be the case. First off, the biggest concern that everyone talks about, you got dilution concerns, which investors absolutely hate. As you and me both know, everybody hates that word and the thought of when a company needs to dilute their shares in order to raise funds or do whatever it is they need to do for whatever reasons they want to as a company to dilute the shares of their investors. Now, there also could be a lack of near-term revenue clarity. Well, it's not that there could be, there kind of is, because as I did mention, trailing back a little bit what I said earlier in the video, people do view this, the ones that are invested in this stock, they view it as what it could be in the future, not necessarily what the stock is today. And what I mean by that is regarding the financials, because financials for quite some time have been flat, but they've been showing improvement, and they're, I don't want to use the word promise, but they are stating that for the forward guidance, revenue is going to be growing, like we did mention earlier. And another potential factor is the fact that quantum is still a long-term theme, not necessarily something of a technically a short-term play in the sense of profitability. It's not something that you view as quantum as a market for immediate profits, because relative to the stock market and relative compared to other companies, they are still relatively new and more of in a growth phase. And even though everything I've said, there's lots of good things about the company, especially within the previous report about expansion, how they have a positive outlook for forward guidance for the fiscal year 2026 and a few other things. Even though that part sounds great, the execution still is what really matters. Are they just going to promise things and say that they're going to execute on things, or are they going to actually back it up with actions? Now, the bull case when it comes to the stock is that if LAES actually delivers, if it hits that 50 to 100% growth, if it converts partnerships into real revenue and proves demand for post-quantum security, the stock could re-rate fast. Some analysts even have price targets around $6. And it's funny because, as we did mention earlier in the video, Prophecy does see within a 1 year projection that is going to hit that $6 target. To be exact, it has it at the price target of $6.07 over the next year. And that would be a big move from the current levels. Now, on the flip side of things, though, when it comes to the bear case for the stock, if growth does not materialize, if dilution continues, or if this stays more of a future store, like I keep mentioning to you guys, that if everything just keeps being worded around with the same phrases of we are doing this, we plan to do this, this will be executed in the future along those lines, rather than seeing real time results, today, that will continue to hurt the sentiment of the stock. Then in that case, the stock could continue to struggle, because right now investors want results, not just vision. There are people that are okay sitting on their hands and they don't mind waiting through uncertainty if they have a long-term thesis and a level of conviction that's able to hold through volatility and short-term drops like we've seen as of late, but not everybody is the same. So people do want to see results when it comes to SEALSQ. Now, how I see it personally is SEALSQ is one of those stocks that sounds incredible on paper, but the market is waiting for proof. And until that proof shows up, you're probably going to continue to see volatility like this. So if you want me to keep conversing and posting videos on SEALSQ and giving you updates like this, make sure you subscribe and hit the like button and comment below what it is you want to see in future upcoming videos. With that being said, guys, David with InvestQ, stay safe, keep making good decisions with your long-term portfolios, and I'll see you all in the next video.